Oh, wow. Thank you. Okay, guys. So, hi, happy Monday. How is everyone doing today? You guys already know every Monday we have these calls. We go over everything from fibs, from proper risk management, always, the scanner, the everything, guys. Everything. We try and go over it here. Like I was telling you guys earlier, I did just get back from Phoenix. Shout out to Angie and to all of their New York team. They actually had a retreat out in Phoenix and they invited me to go train. And so I was out there with them, had a hell of a time. And yeah, guys, anybody that wants to learn about crypto, you already know I'm all about it. And I love the fact that there's more people that are jumping on to the DCX Academy and wanting to learn more. I know that a lot has to do with the hype that social media and just the news has been giving cryptocurrency in general. And so having you guys be a part of this every Monday is a blessing because, you know, I get to see more and more people get interested in what it is that we're doing. Okay. And one of the things that this academy has offered to me as well as to many of you guys is the knowledge on not only crypto, like the background of crypto and what to do with it, but how to be profitable with it in so many different areas. And again, you guys, if you haven't taken advantage of this dip to stock up on your portfolios, you are behind. Okay, you guys need to be stocking up. You guys need to be really putting some coins into your portfolios. Right now is the time. All of the coins were down. They are starting to go back up, including Bitcoin. And for those of you guys who have not withdrawn yet, this is the time. Think about this, okay? And I don't know if you guys ever think about this because a lot of times people that are trading, especially leverage trading, you guys will just make the money, withdraw, transfer it, you know, from your MetaTrader to your wallet, and then from your wallet to your Coinbase or whatever, right? Or from your broker to your wallet, right? To your Coinbase, and then you just transfer it to your bank accounts and don't think much of it. But guys, have you ever stopped to think that if you were to withdraw right now, you're basically buying Bitcoin at 30 something thousand dollars? For those of you guys that are like, oh, I don't have money to put into Bitcoin, withdraw any profit that you guys have and let it sit in your wallet because you're basically buying it for what it is. Does that make sense? Like you guys can switch it over and right now and just build it up. If you guys don't want to get taxed by, you know, monetizing by switching it to dollars, to converting it to dollars, then you guys can just hold it into your Coinbase. And right now would be a perfect time because you guys would be buying it at such a low. Look at what Bitcoin is at right now. It's 30 something thousand. Imagine that you guys, hey Angie, what's up, girl? Imagine that you guys pull out $5,000 right now from your accounts and you guys let it sit. And then let's say 2 months from now, Bitcoin goes up to 60,000. You just doubled your money. Does that make sense? Like you guys have to think about these things. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to point that out because Bitcoin was so low. But yeah, this academy has taught us how to make money, whether we're hodling, whether we're leverage trading. You know, you guys are learning how to make money and be profitable in this industry. And so every Monday, we're going to be having these calls. If you guys are new, welcome. If you guys have been here for a minute and keep jumping on, thank you. I appreciate the love and the support that you guys continuously give. Let me just mute everybody really quick. So, okay. All right, you guys. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is we're going to go over how to enter a trending market. Again, if you guys I know that I sent out the trading plan for everybody that asked me for it. If you guys haven't gotten it, just send me a message and I'll send it to you. I did revise the 200 pip and dip. My numbers were off, you guys, and you can see if one number is off, it throws the whole numbers off, but it is completely revised. The 200 pip and dip is such a good plan for somebody who is brand spanking new. I love the fact that somebody who's brand new can jump on that trading plan and just with the scalper alone be able to clear all of that. Like if you had for those of you guys that are brand new or bringing people into DCX and you don't know where to have them start, obviously you already know you got to have them start watching Curtis Cobain's, you know, old videos and watch the curriculum itself. But the scalper, you need to start these people off on the scalper. Okay, you guys, I have so many new people that are jumping on the scalper. They're brand new and they're just using the scalper and they show me they show me their profits. Hey, I cleared 1 cent, 2 cents, and 3 cents. I cleared 4 cents, 5. Like, they're constantly showing me, and I love it because these are people who are brand new, and all they know is step 1, step 2, step 3 of the scalper. And of course, you guys already know that our educators make it one step easier because they tell us where to watch for the market to break and close in order for it to confirm the buy or the sell. And so when you guys are seeing that these educators are providing you with so much for you guys to be profitable, take advantage of it. Okay. I'm actually going to go, let's share the trading plan really quick again, just to give a recap. So guys, for those of you who are brand new and don't know what we're talking about, we have this trading plan, which is a Bitcoin. This is for any crypto really, but I said Bitcoin trading plan because that is what I trade. You guys, it's a 200 pip and dip trading plan. Okay. And if you guys are familiar with cryptocurrency, then you know that 200 pips in crypto, it's nothing. Like, that moves so quickly that you guys could fulfill those trades like TPs so fast. Okay. Now, 200 pips and dip, this is something that I love to do, especially with the scalper. So this is great for somebody who is brand new. So if you guys are brand new, this is your first time on this call, then you guys are going to be able to get this trading plan and know that you're going to use the scalper, the DCX scalper, the Swipecoin scalper that is provided to you in your academy. It is part of your academy to do this, to go ahead and complete this trading plan. Okay. So you guys can see here, 200 pips and dip. This is a full month. This is every 10 days. This is only taking 2 trades a day. And if you guys can see, you start with 100 at the end of the first 10 days, I'm sorry, the first 30 days, you're going to have a total withdrawal of $2,220. Okay. The second month, you're going to have a withdrawal of $6,000. And the third month, you're going to have a total withdrawal of $18,000. So that's the 3 months total. Okay. Now, for those of you guys that had asked, well, what if I start with 300? We'll just start here. Okay. What if I start with 400? We'll just start here. So you guys can see that these trading plans are done to where your broker will allow you to trade. Okay. So if you guys have not been either kicked out or closed out by your broker, then you're lucky. But I promise you it will happen to you eventually one time in your trading career. And for those of us that have known, like, we'll take multiple trades and then we're like, yes, it's going to go to the moon. We get a little bit of retracement and then we're too much in drawdown that the broker's like, nope, and closes you out. And you're like, and then it just shoots up. So you're like, shit, because you miss it. But I made these numbers work the way that they work, so that way that doesn't happen to you. So you can actually take multiple trades. That way you can take 2 to 3 trades at a time and you can still keep them open and be okay. All right. But guys, this trading plan is so good for somebody that's brand new. If you walked away with $18,000 in the first 3 months of your trading career, would you be upset? I mean, I know that there's people, veterans, who still haven't walked away with $18,000 in their trading career, and they're veterans in trading. So guys, this trading plan is going to teach you discipline. I promise you, this trading plan, when done correctly, when committed, when you use the discipline, and when you guys can eliminate your greed, your emotions, and your pride, like, you guys will be able to complete this trading plan and you guys will be successful. Okay. Now, this is one thing that I always mention to everybody when we do trainings. This is something that we want to show other people, right? We're not going to be greedy. We're going to share this with other people. And I know that there's a lot of people that you guys may know and love, that they know that you're trading. They know that you guys enrolled into this academy, but they think that it doesn't work or whatever. But guys, if you're having results where you're actually withdrawing the money, doesn't that instill belief in people? And so I want you guys to think of that next time that you're wondering where to start. I have so many people that they're like, well, how much do I need to start with? You can seriously start with $100 and you can take it to 520 in 10 days with discipline, with commitment, with proper risk management, right? There's some people that they always ask, well, how about $200? Okay, well, now you guys can have an actual blueprint of telling people like what they can do or how much they need to start with in order to go ahead and see some profits. Okay. So guys, I just wanted to go over this really quick because if you are new, this is your first time on the call, and you want this trading plan, let me know and I'll send it to you. You guys can message me on Instagram and I can just send it to you. Or if your leaders are on the call, I can just send it to your leaders and you guys can go ahead and get it from them. But I did want to go over this just because I think it's so powerful. Now, guys, a lot of times people, and you have no idea how much I get this, where I'll post a trade or like a setup on my Instagram story and people are like, "Oh, well, it's easy for you because you have a big account." No, guys, I actually started. I told you guys this the last time that I was going to start this trading plan just like you. So I'm compounding right now and I'm documenting everything because I want you guys to see that you can do this over and over and over again. It doesn't matter if you've already cleared 6 figures in trading, because the moment that you guys commit, like, hey, I'm gonna make another 6 figures, boom, trading plan. You need proper risk management. You need to be disciplined in order to go ahead and close the trade. Guys, as a trader, I bet you that the hardest thing for you guys to do is to close a trade. It's not even where to enter. Like, a lot of times people are like, "Oh, yeah, I don't know where to enter," or this and that. You guys do know where to enter because you have a scanner that's showing you. You guys have the Swipecoin app that tells you where to enter, right? And then obviously the academy teaches you how to find the entries on your own, but you guys have an idea of where to enter. But the problem that most people face is when to get out, because they don't want to, again, they want to keep it for the possibility that, this trade has potential to be the one to go to the moon. I had one of my guys who messaged me. He sent me a picture of his setup for a buy, and he's like, "Does this look good?" And I was like, "Yeah, I actually have that marked up as well." And he's like, "Oh man, I kind of want to leave this trade open to the moon. Are you going to take profit?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to take profit because I have some trades that are lower that I have a trailing, safety net, which basically will have a trailing take profit." But I like, those trades can be dangerous. Like, if you leave those trades open to the moon, those potential trades could actually be the ones that ruin your account. So this is going to teach you guys to take the money, secure the bag, because it's better to walk away with $2 here than $4 and $6. Even though it may not seem like a lot, it does add up. And you guys can see this. If you turn 100 into $520 in 10 days, guys, that is good. That is good. If you think about people who work, a week or 2 weeks and then they get paid on Friday, like, what is their check? Think about it. Like, think of an average, like, monthly, like an hourly pay. And then think about it, like, work backwards. What's 520 divided by, I don't know, whatever hours, right? And then, do it, like, work backwards and see, like, this could be somebody's paycheck and you guys did it in the 10 days. But you guys did it by only taking 2 trades a day, and you guys did it by only pushing buttons and not having to stress out or deal with the inconvenience of coworkers, right? Because we all know that coworkers can be a little stressful. But this is something that is very doable. So again, I just wanted to recap because this is the 200 pip and dip. Now, we do have a 500 pip and dip trading plan. Guys, that one, in the 3 months, you can withdraw a total of $46,000. Like, that is the difference between, holding it for 300 pips more. And again, the only reason why I created the 200 pip and dip was because a lot of people were being intimidated by the 500 pip and dip. They were intimidated, thinking that maybe it wouldn't hit the take profit, like the 500 pips. But once I started showing people about the scanner and like the scalper and how simple or easy it is to catch 500 pips, it kind of eased everybody's, the intimidation. But the 200 pip and dip, I still think, is a very, very good plan to start off with. And I do think that it's something like, discipline is what we need to learn in trading. Discipline and proper risk management, and to obviously take emotions and greed out of your trading, is what's going to get you guys to the next level. Okay. So with that being said, you guys, I am going to go into the scanner really quick because I want to show you again just how simple it is that you guys can actually catch those 500 pips. Okay. So this is the Swipecoin scanner. For those of you guys that are brand new, if you haven't played with it or if you haven't really dived deep into your academy, this is under strategies in your academy in the menu, or you guys can just go to swipecoin.im, log in, and this is going to pop up. Everybody that has the DCX package in IM Mastery Academy or has the elite package has access to this scanner. Okay. So you guys can't tell me that you don't have access. Like, you guys can't tell me that Charlie has the upper hand over Daniel, because if they both have DCX, then they both have access to this. Okay. It's just a matter of if you are using the tools that are provided for you in order for you to be successful. Okay. So here you have the scanner. You guys have arrows, blue and red arrows, where it's going to show you either buy or sell. So it's going to show you when there's a break in market structure, either to the upside or to the downside. Now, guys, this scanner is giving you trades. Like, I'm going to use this recent sell that they gave out because I think that it's awesome when you actually see a good sell, a good deal, a good trade here. Let me see. So here they say they gave out this, and you can see over here on this side that they gave it out 2 days ago. Okay. So obviously the scanner doesn't spit out trades every single day, but when it does give out some good trades. So here you have this trade that was given out 2 days ago. Okay. Now, this trade was a sell. And it tells you here that there has to be a break and close below 37,290 to confirm the sell. So for those of you guys who started with the scanner, you guys already know that there's 3 simple steps, right? The first one is to switch it to the line chart so you can identify the true closure of the candle. And you can see here that is to identify where the support or resistance is for the trade. In this case, there was a support right here, and you can see that the line chart identified the actual closure of the candle. Okay. So once you guys have identified that, and you guys can identify where there is support or resistance, you can switch it back to the candle chart, and then price needs to be trading under the 50 EMA in order for it to be a valid trade. So you guys can see here that they give you for you to look for the closure of the candle, like where price has to break and close in order for it to confirm the sell. Like they're giving you that step. So all of the 3 steps that all us OGs, right, when we first started with the scanner, we didn't have that. We had to identify it ourselves. But now for all of those of you guys that are brand new to DCX, you have the educators that are giving you the exact location where price would need to break and close in order for it to be a valid sell. Okay. Now, I love this scanner, you guys, because it can call out those big moves to the upside and to the downside. So many people that jump into DCX, they do it with the intentions of becoming a crypto millionaire, right? They come in with the intentions of catching that one big move from the bottom all the way to the top. And I get it. Everybody's been there. Every single person on this call, there is nobody that is different. We all came in here with the intention to make money in crypto, to have that happen. Okay, that has crossed our minds one time or another. Okay, but guys, this scanner can actually identify those moves for you, and you'd be surprised, like those big moves that Picasso calls. I know that you guys have heard or seen somebody post on their story, or you guys have seen it on our app when it comes to results, where it's like 8,000 pips, 7,000 pips. What you're in the thousands. You're talking about thousands of pips secured, caught on these moves. And when you think about those big moves, you're like, oh, I wish I would have caught that trade. But sometimes, you guys, this scanner will call out those trades before they're even given on the app for copy and paste. So why not learn it, pay attention to it, right? And utilize this tool to catch those trades. Okay. Now, a lot of the times you'll also see a lot of buys given out in our Swipecoin app, like the copy and paste trades. And there's not a lot of sells. And a lot of times I hear so many people that they say, I wish I could have caught that sell. But if you would have gone to the scanner, like there was a sell that was called out. So you could have caught the sell. Like you guys don't have to sit there and wait for Crypto Picasso or Nick Gomez to call out a trade, because you guys can get the trades from the scanner, and you guys may even catch them hundreds of pips before the educators catch them. Okay. And if that was your intention, if your intention was to, catch those big moves, then this is where you need to shift your attention to. You need to be paying attention to the scanner. Okay. Now, for those of you guys wondering, well, how do I know when there's an arrow that comes out? Guys, in our Swipecoin app, we actually get the notifications just like a text message. So if you haven't installed the Swipecoin app to your phone, again, you're behind. You need to install it, and you need to turn your notifications on. So then that way you get the notification when these little arrows come up. And you get a double dip, you guys. If you get a notification for a sell on Bitcoin, more than likely you're going to get a notification for a sell on Ethereum, okay? Because they are brother and sister, like they move a lot alike, like they're almost identical when it comes to the charts. So pay attention and you guys can actually double dip. You guys can take an Ethereum trade and take a Bitcoin trade. But guys, this trade right here, it was a beautiful trade. You guys can see here that it was called out for it to break and close. Now, this candle is when it broke and it closed down here. But if you see that these next candles, they were green, okay? Now, this next candle, it was red, but this other candle, I guarantee you guys that it was green for a big amount of time because you guys can see how big the wick is. So for the most part of the 15-minute, it was probably a green candle. Now, I always like to wait for the retest. And sometimes I do miss trades waiting, you guys, but that's me. I'd rather take a safe trade and have minimal drawdown, meaning minimal negative in my account, as opposed to seeing my account being drawdown. I don't like to see red. I'm sure that a lot of you guys are the same way. When our accounts start, if you see red on top of your MetaTrader instead of blue, our heart drops a little bit. It could even be just like 2 cents and it still bothers us, okay? But we want to see blue. So you guys have to understand that this will more than likely retest that zone. And in this case, it did. It came up, it touched, but then it did close below. So once this candle closed, this is where I probably would have taken that trade, okay? So this is where you're not gonna get the coordinates. You have to actually get the coordinates yourself. So you're gonna use the short position here, okay? You're gonna put it here. And I always like to use a 200 pip safety net, okay? And let's do 500 pips. So then that way we can do the 500 pip and dip. Now, guys, that's how much movement you would have needed in order to clear a 500 pip trade. Okay. Now, as you guys can see, this trade actually went down for way more than 500 pips. But the scanner, if you guys are utilizing the scanner and you're using it for the trading plan, you guys can see how simple it is to catch 500 pips. Now let's look at 200 pips, you guys. So right around there. Guys, you would have caught that within the first 15 minutes. Look at that 15-minute candle. Do you see? So when I show the trading plan to people, they see it and it looks good, but then they kind of start getting intimidated. They're like, well, what if it doesn't take TP, or what if it hits my safety net or whatever? But do you guys see how patience, waiting to take a good trade, how you guys will have minimal drawdown, if any? Like this candle came back up here, but you guys would have secured the 200 pips in the first 15 minutes. So right there, you guys wouldn't have even experienced the candle going back up. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to show you guys this just so you guys can see how simple it is to actually be able to follow the trading plan using the scalper. Whether you want to start with the 200 pip and dip and hey, let's start slow. I'm okay with $18,000 in the first 3 months, right? Or whether you want to go balls to the wall and do the 500 pip and dip and then, go ahead and try and clear the 46,000 in the first 3 months. This scanner is going to help you, okay? Now, guys, this scanner has, like, before old Swipecoin scalper rules, we would have to split our risk, or we would advise you guys to split your risk. And so you would take 3 to 4 trades at the same time with different TPs. I used to do 50, 100, and 150, but right now with the spread, it's crazy in all the brokers. So with the spread being the way that it is, you can't do that. Even if you will close a trade at 50 pips, but you will be negative because the spread is like 70 something pips. So you don't want that. You actually want to be able to be positive. So I'll do 200, 300, and 500. I will take 3 trades and I will do 200, 300, and 500. And if I'm doing the 500 pip and dip, then I literally just clear 2 trades. Does that make sense? So for those of you guys wondering how you can clear your 2 trades a day and still follow the trading plan with the scalper, you guys can stack your trades. You guys could have come in here and you could have set 3 trades, same entry point, and then you guys could have taken the different take profits. So you would have done one at 200, one at 300, and then one at 500. Once the one at 200 cleared, then you guys could have moved your safety net. So then that way it's a risk-free trade. Okay. Once the 300 pip trade closes, then you guys have already successfully cleared one trade for 500. So you would have taken those two with the same lot size. Let's say you're going to start brand new. So you take one for like the first trade is for a penny. The second one is 2 cents. So you would have taken two trades for a penny, one at 200 pips and one at 300 pips. Does that make sense? And then the third trade, you would have taken it at the 2 cents. So then what I like about splitting your risks and using the scanner is that you get to actually trail your safety net. In this case, for if you're doing the 200 pip and dip, like you would have cleared it in the first 15 minutes. So there really wouldn't have been a lot of time for you guys to actually trail your safety net there. But on the 500 pip and dip, you guys can see that there was a little pullback. If that pullback would have taken you out, would have touched your safety net, then you guys could have just jumped back in on the trade and then completed the 500 pip and dip. But guys, I wanted to show you the scalper because I wanted you guys to see just how simple it is. Now, I'm not again telling you to only trade the trading plan. Guys, this trade, if you guys just would have taken it and trailed your safety net, you guys could have caught at least 2,600 pips on this trade. Once again, if you guys are following Crypto Picasso, then you guys already know that there hasn't been any trades given out in a while. There was a trade that was given out. It was a buy, but it didn't go through. Like you guys already know that it went the opposite direction. And so here, this scalper, when you guys are using it, it's going to allow you to really catch those big trades to the downside. All right. Again, I've tried to go back and to see how many sells were actually given. And there's not that many sells and that were given out like for copy and paste. But if you guys are using the scalper, then you guys are going to be able to catch these big moves. All right. So, and again, I've already have mentioned about the having two separate trading accounts. Like you're going to have one account for your big moves. Like let's say on this one, you guys could have had two trading accounts, one for your trading plan and then the other one for the big moves. You guys would have cleared your 500 pips and dip or your 200 pips and dip right away on this trade. But you guys could have taken the exact same trade on your other account and you guys could have cleared the 2,600 pips. Does that make sense? Now, the reason why I want you guys to have two separate accounts when you are using your trading plan, it's because I don't want you to feel like you're missing out. There's so many people that they have that fear of missing out. It's just human nature, you guys. It happens to all of us. I still get that when people start posting about different coins, and especially when I'm traveling and I don't have like Wi-Fi to really jump on my computer or something, like I'll be in and out of internet service. And then I see somebody post something about a coin and I'm just like, oh my God, I need to buy it like right now. So I even get that fear of missing out. But for you guys, then you have that separate trading account. So then that moment that you feel like, what if this trade goes to the moon? Or what if this is the big move that I was waiting for? Well, now you can have it on your separate trading account. So this will eliminate you guys from having to just close out the trade and just let it be. Does that make sense? Like you guys are closing out these trades and you guys are going to be able to keep the trading plan on point, and then you guys are going to be able to still catch these big moves, and that is what you want. Okay, so I wanted to go over that really quick just because we do have some new people on the call, and I wanted to have them see that this trading plan can really help somebody believe, like give them the belief in themselves, belief in the academy, believe that they could trade, so then that way they could be able to share it with other people, okay, their team, with whoever they want. All right, so now I'm going to go over the how to come in on a trending market, you guys, because Bitcoin started going up. All right. And when Bitcoin started going up, I had a lot of people that they were saying, like, do you think it's still going to come back down? Do you think it's going to go back up? Like, what do you think is going to happen? Okay. And so when that started happening, I wanted to really see what Bitcoin was doing and kind of share with you guys what I would have done. So I already have my chart marked up, and I'm actually gonna go over from all the way over here because I want you guys to see just how effective using the Fibonacci can be. And if you guys have already watched Curtis Cobain's videos. If you haven't, if you're brand new and you haven't, go into your academy, go into your Go Lives, and go into Curtis Cobain and go into his favorite recorded sessions all the way at the end. His first videos that he put up in his favorite recorded sessions, they're going to go over the Fibonacci. They're going to go over how to use it to trade. Guys, I'm a fib trader. I love trading with fibs. This is something that I believe has taken my trading to the next level. Okay. Now, when you guys actually see that every single one of the, well, okay, not everyone, like you can see this is floating here, didn't, but a majority of these have hit, then you guys can start understanding that you don't necessarily just need to rely on the trades that are given out, because you can actually catch some smaller trades while you guys are trading fibs. Okay. So like in this case, you have this sell, right? So we caught it here, and this was a good amount of pips. Okay. And then you caught another, if you guys would have marked this up, this would have been another sell area from here to here. And then you have a buy that went into a sell, and then, and so on and so forth, right? So then you guys have it coming down up here. So when I was showing fibs to the team in Phoenix, Arizona, I was showing them how that they could, excuse me, guys, I was showing them how the fibs actually hit, right? And how many pips they can actually catch, because there's so many people that they're waiting for that big move that they miss out on all of the small ones. All right. So when you guys, hold on one second, you guys. Sorry, I was getting a call. So when you guys think to yourselves of how many times you guys have sat there waiting to catch a trade for Bitcoin, whether it be a buy that Picasso gives out or whether it be one of the big sells, when you guys actually sit there and think to yourselves, how many times did I actually wait? How many times did I actually sit there and just wanted to catch that big move where you neglected all of the small ones, right? And so I'm going to use this buy as an example, because obviously you guys can see that Bitcoin came back down and retested these areas that we had marked up. So we actually knew, like we knew that Bitcoin was going to come down here to 30,000. We had it marked up and it did exactly that. So we were excited because we had some buys in that area. Now we knew that it was going to come up and come back down to test that area again, which it did, not necessarily all the way down to 30, but up here in this area. Okay. Now for anybody that missed the buy from 30 all the way up, then they could be like, damn it, I missed it. You know, what's going to happen next? So when it came back down, there's a lot of people that they're like, oh, I'm gonna get in, but then they could have gotten out. Like there's so many things that are going on in your mind, right? But if you guys follow fibs, then you guys can actually see if this isn't a time to jump in. You guys can actually see if this is going to be a safe trade for you guys to take. Okay. Now, right here, you guys can see that from low to high, you're going to have a buy area, right? If you guys haven't watched Curtis Cobain's low to high, you know, where can I buy, high to low, how low can you go? Then you guys are going to have be lost. Okay. But if you guys go into the Go Lives and if you guys actually watch the sessions, then it's going to make sense to you. But this is going to be for anybody who feels like they missed an entry. This is what you guys have to look at. Okay. So there was a low and then there was a high. When this pullback started happening, there was a chance for you guys to set up a fib. Okay. Now, what you guys have to do is just draw your fib from the low to the high. Okay. And then there's a buy area right there. Okay. Now that buy area was a legit area that you guys could have bought at, and look at where price is at right now. Okay. So if you guys missed the 30, don't beat yourself up about it. Like this is what I tell people all the time with Bitcoin, with this market, is that there's always a chance to re-enter the market, always. So you don't necessarily have to just sit there and watch it, right? If you miss it, just go back and analyze the chart. So in this case, you guys, there was a buy area right here. And this buy, you guys, was an actual good entry. So you guys can see here that even if you guys would have just trailed your safety net, and let's say you guys would have gotten stopped out here at this area, that's a good amount of pips. Okay. So let's say you guys, and if you guys can see, there's a green line here because that was a 786 entry. So in this, actually, this is perfect. A lot of people always ask me, well, what if I get stopped out? Good, enter again. If it hits your safety net, you guys, like in this case, there was a 786 entry. Then if you guys didn't catch the 786 entry, you guys could have put a buy stop at the 618 and a buy stop at the 50. So you guys still could have caught the trade with momentum coming up. Now there is a candle that came back down over here, but excuse me, you guys would have still been in that trade, okay? So if you guys would have caught it from down here, then you guys would have been in profit. Now from here to, let's say you guys would have gotten stopped out somewhere over here, that's about 1,800 pips, okay? So I want you guys to keep in mind of how many pips are being caught in these little entries, because a lot of times, again, people get upset that they didn't catch the big move from the bottom up, okay? So let's say you guys would have gotten stopped out there 1,800 pips, or let's say that you guys didn't even trail your safety net and you guys would have just kept it open, okay? Or you guys would have gotten caught, stopped out up here if it would have hit your safety net somewhere up here, 2,700 pips, okay? Now, there was another low and another high right here, okay? Now, this other low and this other high, because the market is already going up. We're in a trending market now. It's coming up, it's coming up. But this low and this high, okay, it started pulling back. So that is another place where you guys could have placed your fib, all right? So here you go. You have this low and you have this high, right? There is another buy area right there, okay? Now, this I wanted to show you because you don't have to be upset that you missed that entry and you don't have to jump in. What I want you guys to avoid is just jumping in on the market and you guys being stopped out because it starts going down. Like here, if you guys would have, let's say that Charlie would have gotten in here, right? And then he's posting like, hell yeah, I'm in profit, I'm in profit. And then Daniel sees that he's in profit and then he jumps in right here, right? And then what happened? The market started coming back down. See, that's not a safe entry. We want safe entries so then that way you guys can catch the market going up. In this case, it started pulling back, which went right, this one right here, I bet you it would have been like a 382 entry, like a white hot zone entry. But if you guys would have gone in right there, you would have been stopped out. For sure, you guys would have been stopped out. Okay, now that's what I want to avoid. You guys don't want to just jump in blindly. You want to be able to identify where is a safe place to jump in. Okay, so in this case, that was an area to jump in. This was another area to jump in. Okay, now here it came back down. So this one, if you would have trailed your safety net, you would have gotten stopped out here. But there was another time to enter here. There's a low and there's a high. Look at this entry right here. It went right into the 50%. Guys, I'm not even making this stuff up. Look, this is what I love about fibs. From low to high, there's the 50% 618. All right. So it hit the sweet spot, cancel. It hit the sweet spot right there. And now you guys are in a buy, right? Now this low to this high, this is a 382-236 entry. So this right here is where you guys could have gone in again, or for those of you guys who didn't get to jump in this one, or this one, but you see that there's a low and there's a high, you guys already know that it needs to be a valid fib. And in order for it to be a valid fib, it needs to actually break past the 382. So in this case, it didn't. It did a little bit, but it didn't quite touch the 50. But in this case, you guys could have put some buy stops and caught the momentum on the way up and then caught the trade up here. So you guys can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 times that you guys could have entered while this market has been trending. Okay, again, this low to high, that's another one. That was a 786 entry. You guys can see there. This one would have stopped me out because I do a 200 pip stop loss, okay, or safety net. So this one would have stopped. It would have hit my safety net, but I would have gone in again, either at the 786 or I would have put some buy stops here in these areas, okay? Now you guys can see here, this low to this high, this was another buy area, and then it came up. Now here, you guys, this was a low and this was a high. This is a buy area, right? But you guys can see that it came back down lower, all right? And so if this happens and you get stopped out, don't be sad and don't jump in crazy. Take a step back and look at the market. When this happens to you guys, it's so easy to start revenge trading because you're like, oh, it came back down lower. And some people just start hitting buys. And that's dangerous because it could keep coming down. Do you guys see this floating blue block that I have here? Okay, this block is for my 4 hour. So I have a buy set up for the 4 hour that could potentially come all the way back down here to this area. Okay, so when you are looking for entries, you also have to make sure that you're looking at all of the time frames in order for it to be, so it doesn't get, so you don't get stopped out. Like in that case on the 15-minute, if you guys would, the minute that you guys got stopped out, the minute that it hit your safety net, take a step back and go to the 1 hour and then see what you see. Take a step back and go to the 4 hour. You know what I'm saying? And then that way you guys can see where price could possibly go down to. Now, if you guys look here, this is a low, this is a high, this is a buy on the 4 hour. Okay. Now, it might come back down here, or it might be just a 382, 236 entry where it's just going to kind of play in that area and then shoot back up. But regardless, you have to look at these things in order for you guys not to get, I guess, tricked in the market, or so you guys don't start revenge trading. The minute that a trade doesn't go your way, like if something doesn't hit my sweet spot or the seven, like what I'm usually looking at, I will take a step back and I will go and do whatever I have to do. Everybody already knows, I tell them all the time, I go and watch a movie, right? But I'll just step away and I'll look to see what is it that I could, like, what I would have missed because I'm like watching it. And then I come back with fresh eyes. And then that way I could see, okay, this is a possible buy. This is a possible sell, or, it's kind of playing in this area. There still might be a chance for it to come back down here. Okay. But guys, this is fibs in a trending market. So for those of you guys who have gotten stopped out, and I know that there's a lot of you guys, because I do it too sometimes, where we'll like jump in because somebody, it's hard when I have like Charlie and Timo here, because Timo is seeing one thing and then Charlie is saying one thing and then I'm seeing one thing. And then so like, maybe you're not, like, I'll be doing something else and I'm not on the chart, but I'm listening to them. And then so, and Charlie is notorious for this too. He's like, oh, what? So a buy, and then boom, we'll just buy, right? And it kind of bites us in the ass because we didn't go and look at our own setup. So it wasn't a legit buy for us, like what we would have taken. So I know that there's times where you guys are going to jump into trades or in the market because you think that it's going to keep going up. But instead of just taking a trade blindly, you guys now have a way that you guys can enter the market safely, where it's not going to kill your account, right? And please, please, please use a safety net. Use a safety net. The last thing that you want is to just jump into a trade because you think that it's going to keep trending to the upside and not use a safety net. Especially if you, like, let's say you guys got in here and then it starts coming down. You know what I'm saying? Like from here to here, like that's quite a few pips. So you don't want that. You don't want to be like, oh, blew an account because I jumped in for the fear of missing the big move and I didn't use a safety net. Like you're literally breaking all trading rules right there. And you guys don't want to be that person. And so this is going to help you protect your account. This is going to help you save, first of all, your dignity, right? Because I know there's been so many times where I trade and it's like, oh, guys, I've blown a lot of accounts, right? I didn't just get to where I'm at now without blowing an account. Like we are traders. It is inevitable. Lessons are going to happen. Lessons are going to happen weekly, daily, like whatever. But the whole point is that you learn from your lessons and you jump back in, right? So a lot of the times with the trending market, we're sitting there waiting for Picasso to call out a trade, or we're sitting there waiting for Nick Gomez to call out a trade, or the scalper to call out a trade. When once you guys dive deep into your academy and once you guys are actually learning how to use the Fibonacci, how to enter a trending market, then your trades are going to be successful, right? Again, lessons are going to happen, but the whole point is to prepare your mental state, to have your mindset overcome all of that. Like for those lessons not to be enough to, beat your mindset down and to have you guys quit. The whole point is for you guys to keep going so you guys can keep being profitable. So keep making money. Does that make sense? So here you see, you guys, These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times that you guys could have entered from here to here. Now, let's say that you guys didn't catch the big move. You know what I'm saying? And you got, or let's come over here actually. Let's see from where price hit the, where is it? Let's go to the 4 hour actually, just to measure. So if you guys would have caught a buy here, which would have been ideal for all the traders, right? To catch a buy here, and where's price at right now? So around right here. So that's 8,000 pips, right? 8,000 and some change, 8,200 pips. Okay. So that's the buy that everybody was looking for. That's the buy that everybody wished they would have found, that they would have taken. I actually did catch that. We had it set up there, so we caught those buys, but those are buys again that we had set up, so we knew to take those buys. But for the people that want those big moves, 8,000 pips, who wouldn't, right? But take a look at this, you guys. We're going to go back to the 15 and we're going to add it up again. We're going to add up how many pips it would have been right now. So let's say you guys would have gone in on this trade, and let's say you guys would have gotten, let's say you got in at the, let's say the 618, because you caught the momentum, and let's say you got stopped out right when this started coming back down. Okay, so let's say you caught 3,000 pips. It's like 2009 something, right? So let's say 3,000 pips. So we have 3,000 there. Okay, and then let's say that you guys would have taken this one too and gotten stopped out up here right when the candle started coming down. So that's 700. So now you have 3,700 pips. Then let's say you would have caught this buy here. Okay, so let's say you would have just caught the 50%, and then you guys would have gotten stopped out, let's say somewhere around here. So that's another 1,400. Okay, so that's 3,000 plus 700 plus 4, let's say 1,500, just to, round it up. So that's 4,005, 6,200. Okay, now let's say you guys would have caught this 786, I'm sorry, this white hot zone entry. Let's say you would have caught the 382 up here, got stopped out right when it started coming down. That's another, let's say just 2,000 pips to round it up. So that was 6,200, 6, 7, that's 8,200 pips right there. And then let's say you would have caught this 618 up here, gotten stopped out. That's another, what, 19, let's say 2,000 pips. So that's 10,200 pips. And then let's say here you would have caught this 50, gotten stopped out somewhere around here. Let's say 1,000 pips. So guys, that's 11,200 pips that you would have caught if you would have just taken these entries and taken profit. Now, how many of you guys are still going to be waiting for that big move? All right. Trust, I'm still going to wait for it. I'm going to take it. All right. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to take the big move, because catching 8,000 pips on one move is pretty cool. Right. But, and I think it's more cool to us because we were right when we marked it up. Like our analysis actually played out, and that's beautiful to us. But for those of you that may not be at that level yet, and I say yet because you have all of the tools to get there. Does that make sense? You guys have the academy. You guys have the Go Lives. You guys have every single tool that we had that was given to us to get to that point. So you guys may not be there yet, but you guys are going to be there. Okay. So if you guys didn't catch that big move from the bottom all the way up to where it's at right now, but you would have caught all of these trades, then you would have been up and taken the profit. Does that make sense? Like, you guys, if you would have trailed your safety net, used proper risk management, you would have gotten stopped out because your safety net would have been hit. Even if you guys wouldn't have gotten stopped out on this one instead of this one. Okay, so minus 2,000 pips. So then boo-hoo-hoo, you walk away with 9,200 pips, right? Like, you guys have to understand that these moves with proper risk management and using an entry, like using the fib, entering a trending market correctly and safely, you guys could have walked away with way more pips than the people that got in at the 30 and are still holding. Does that make sense? Because they're still holding. That means that their equity is up 8,000 pips. That doesn't mean their balance is up 8,000 pips. But you guys that get in on a trending market and secure the bag and actually close out, and your balance keeps increasing, that's your money. You can turn around and withdraw that. You guys can turn around and go and use that money to do something, impact your life, your family's life. Does that make sense? Like, I want you guys to see how entering in a trending market safely can have its benefits. So stop beating yourself up for not getting in on those big moves. Even when Picasso calls out a trade, you guys, and it's a good trade and it's going up, even when Picasso calls out that trade, like even if you miss it, but if you learn how to enter a trending market safely, which I'll be honest with you guys, Picasso is really, really good at giving you another entry point. He, when there's the big entry points, not these little ones, but when he gives out a big entry point, he knows that there's a little pullback and you guys can safely get back in. So he is good at following up or following through with the trade. So he'll keep posting in the chat, in the leverage chat on your Swipecoin app. So you guys just need to pay attention to that. But if you guys miss the big moves, if you guys miss Picasso's big moves, but if you guys can learn how to enter in a trending market, then I mean, you guys are golden. You guys can take these trades and make the money, right? Now, if you guys use this for the 200 or 500 pip and dip, I mean, you guys already saw how many pips were caught in each of those moves. So it's safe to say that you can definitely use this also to go ahead and finish your trading plan, right? But guys, I really wanted to go over this particular entries because the market is going up now, right? We already had our dip. We've had some corrections. You know, we may see, like I said, like this may come back down here, may not. It might just be a white hot zone, like just kind of consolidate in the area before it shoots back up. But we're going to start seeing trending markets to the upside. So I don't want you guys to get all crazy thinking that, hey, I missed this entry. I want you guys to actually jump in safely. And I want you guys to protect your accounts. These safety nets that we go over every single week is to protect you. I want to drill it in your head that these safety nets are there to protect you, to protect your accounts, to protect your finances. They're a good thing. Getting hit, like it hitting, price hitting your safety net is a good thing. It's a great thing. It right here, if it would have hit my safety net and it came back down here, it wasn't quite an 886 entry, but it came back down lower. And if you guys already know that the 786 is the last line of defense, then you could have put a buy stop right there and then taken that all the way up. And look at how many more pips you would have caught from here to, like, let's say over here, right? That's 20, what is it? 2,700 pips, almost 3,000 pips. So from the distance between here to here, it may not seem like a lot, you guys, but hey, I mean, it's about 500 pips. That 500 pip could be like, you guys could have fulfilled your trading plan sooner. Like that would have, you guys would have taken profit sooner. Does that make sense? Like, I want you guys to understand that you need to be patient with crypto. You need to have patience when you're entering. The anxiousness that we get when we trade, it's because we're excited. It's a good thing, you guys, don't get me wrong. Okay, it is a very, very good thing because you're excited. You want this to happen, so you want to trade. You want to be able to you know, like jump in a trade and actually put your knowledge to use, apply the knowledge, right? But you also need to remember to be patient. Like here, you guys, now this is going down. So if you would have done like a high to low, let's look at it. Let's actually look at this right here. Okay. So high to low, how low can you go, right? So high, this is going to identify a sell. So it didn't quite come up past the 382, right? That's the 236 right there. And then it kept going back down. Okay. So we don't have anything that would show us like, oh, it's going to come back up and then come back down. Like right now, it's still building to the downside. So there is a very strong possibility, a strong possibility that it'll come back down and hit this area, right? Again, something that we saw on the bigger time frames. But guys, once you guys learn this, I promise you, it's going to take your trading to the next level. And again, you don't need a yeah, right? I'm here because I like to relay this information to you guys. I do get a lot of messages of people asking me questions, and I get to go over those questions when we do our lives, okay? Now I have to be a little bit more careful on locking the call and, you know, not letting people comment or draw or whatever. And it's so funny because Charlie and I literally just mentioned this on the last time we did a live. I said, hey, how do I do that? Like, I don't even know how to lock it or how to stop people from doing that. So we were figuring it out. I'm so glad that we figured it out because I would have not known to do it here. But guys, every time that you guys ask a question, I can go over it on these calls. So I'm just here to kind of help simplify the information, but everything is on the academy. You guys need to jump in on the academy. If you guys are on this call and don't have access to your academy, change that. Get access. You guys need to enroll. If you haven't enrolled, if you're brand new to this call and you've never seen DCX before, you need to enroll into the academy. Okay, if you guys are in the academy but maybe let your academy lapse, like it's not active, then you guys need to change that and get active, because everything that you need to know is in those videos. It's in the recorded sessions. It's in the live sessions that they have weekly, on a weekly basis. There's all these educators that are going live and they're telling you what's going on with crypto, like what they're seeing in real time. Like for those of you guys that are wondering where Bitcoin is going, jump on a live, jump on Nick Gomez's live, jump on Picasso's live and see what they see, because then that's going to help you identify these things. So when you start learning it, you're going to be like, oh, that's what he was talking about. Okay. So guys, with that being said, I do apologize for the person that was commenting and for drawing and for speaking and all of that. I apologize. I will not let that happen again. But with that being said, you guys, that is it for our Monday. Let me go into the chat and see if there are any like legit questions. How many pips is your stop loss? I usually set it 50. 200 pips is my stop loss. It's a safety net. Again, we call our safety net, we call our stop loss a safety net, just so then that way you don't get a negative association to the stop loss, because I feel that too many people identify the word loss with negative, with it being a bad thing, so they don't use it. And trust me, like I've been guilty of it too. When I first started trading, like I didn't trade with a safety net and it bit me in the ass. And so if you start saying safety net instead of stop loss, first of all, you're gonna condition your mind to change it, to switch over to that it's a positive thing, right? It's going to protect you. And then second of all, it's going to help your trading. But I do 200 pips. I always do 200 pips. Sometimes I may do more depending on how the market is moving. Like if it's just a lot of up and down, then I may do 500 pips. But again, my account can handle it. So when you guys look at the trading plan, it's a 200 pip and dip, and it's starting with a penny. That is conditioned so you guys can do a 200 pip a safety net, because 200 pips is $2. And if you guys are gonna, excuse me, like let's say on the 500 pip and dip, you guys are gonna gain 500 pip to and risk the 200 pips. I feel like it's a good balance. Now on the 200 pip and dip and the 200, that's a little trickier because you're risking two to get to. But when you guys wait and be patient for the entries, you'll see that you have minimal drawdown. So that's why I wanted to show you guys patience, especially with the scanner. You do need to remember that it will retest that area, just so that way you guys don't get stopped out. Go back and back test, you guys. Go back into your scalper and back test. You have all of these arrows that you guys can just go back and test it over and over and over again. So then that way you guys can practice on identifying the support and resistance, and you guys can see where price retested and where you would have entered. Look at how many candles are in between. That's why I love the scalper, because it's there for us to look at. Okay. You have become great when you have head, right? I've never had that happen. That's so crazy. How many pips should I choose as a safety net? 200 pips. I hope that helps you guys. Why did Curtis once say that? Did he get hacked? He probably it was probably somebody that just named themselves that. It wasn't anybody special. How about the use of, okay. Thank you guys for defending me there. All right. So everything else before that is nothing. All right, you guys. Well, with that being said, again, I apologize. I won't let that happen again. I think from now on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make Charlie a co-host, so then that way he could right away, handle that, because I don't even look at the chat, you guys. So it's really hard for me to look at the chat and to start eliminating people. So I'll have somebody on the call to handle that next time. But thank you guys so much for jumping on the call. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. If you guys need that trading plan, I'll go ahead and I'll send it your way. But with that being said,